everybody, so today I'm going to show you my setup for 2022. So I have the Franken planner, the Japanese bound version in the 7 habits, and I have it in the beautiful Hobonichi A5 lilac leather cover. So we'll get started here. So as you can see, here is the title page for 7 habits. Now with any Franklin planner, they have a bunch of instructions on how to use their planner to teach you how to use their method. I've used Franklin products before when I was living back in the US, and I've never could really get into their way of planning. So I'm taking this planner as using it more for what I think would be a better purpose for it for myself. And I think that's like the main takeaway. I mean, planners probably, I would say best, they serve as a guide. And then we just kind of make it our own with stickers or however strictly date planning with only pens. And I mean, everyone has their own style. So any planner you get, don't be afraid. I say don't be afraid to make it your own. So what I took from the introduction part of the Franklin planner is sort of like their mission statement page. I did something like this in the beginning of 2021. I do look back on it and see like what were my goals, what things I had set for 2021 or aspirations, wishes, not so much resolutions, but you know, things like that. And then so I feel putting it down on paper makes me a little bit more accountable to make those plans happen. And so furthermore, I took their mission pages and so the number 1 and number 2, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take what I write here as far as my overall general goals, aspirations, things like that. Those that I think are achievable, I'm gonna write them down here in more detail and figure out how I can make that happen. Okay, so after that, I have here the annual planner. One thing I do like about the Franklin Covey is you have the current calendar, which is the same thing in the Cousin. However, the Cousin reverts back to 2021. Now, I personally never understood why it needed to go backwards in time. So I do like this has 2023 and 2024, a couple of years of forward planning in case any kind of big events or something come up. After that, we get into the monthlies, and I'm going to turn to November so I can show you sort of a mostly untouched page. So here all I did was add this November sticker here. This one is from Mandy Lynn Plans, and then I have here this birthday sticker from Ashley Ann Laws. So what you have here is a very nice layout as far as the month goes. I like that it's a Monday start. I've always loved Monday start calendars. You have their general week here. Weekends are all on this side, where a lot of them they have the 4 days and then they have 3 days on this side. They have 5 and then 2, and then you have a business and personal task list for the week, and then a monthly goal list. And this is where, if you're into bullet journaling or something, you can like put your things here with the little symbols and everything and move these forward as the week go on. So going back to December 2021, I've already added some sticker headers, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this section, not 100% sure, but I do like that I can have the room here even with stickers to add some more things, you know, write some more things in should it come up. And so the pages feel just nice and smooth and soft. And I do use a Franklin planner at work, but not this one. It's a different one with the daily pages. And what I love about it is that the paper is a little bit more absorbent. It's supposed to be Tomoe River paper, but it's a heavier gauge paper or heavier weight, I should say, than the Hobonichi Cousin. So, but it is a more absorbent paper. So when you write with things like gel pens, they dry a lot faster than they would on the Hobonichi Cousin. The Cousin I typically use Jetstream pens, Acroball, those that are oil-based that dry really quickly, so I can highlight over them in the Hobonichi Cousin. Now, I still don't recommend highlighting over gel pens, even in this, because they do smear still yet. I still will just highlight over the regular ballpoint pens. Anyway, so this goes to March. I do love that it goes so far out. So I have kiddos, and usually they have, with their schedule, they have the full year to the end of the school year. So on this page, or probably down here, I'll probably list the April, May, and June important dates for the school year, so that when I get my new planner at the end of 2022, I can just transfer the information rather than look for the document, the actual document that has all that information. Because knowing me, I will lose it. So after the monthly pages, we start to get into the weekly pages. And here I just started tabbing in general where the months kind of begin. There's no, because it just runs by weeks, you may have like March, part of March and part of April. So I just kind of started about where the months began. So I already had changed a lot of the pages in the beginning, so I'm going to try and find a page here that I haven't touched yet. Let's see. This one's good. Yeah. So in the 7 Habits Planner, you have these areas for productivity. I did translate some of this stuff, but I don't really know how I'm going to utilize it. That's not how I utilize it at work. I have something similar, like these 3 sections here, but very like small, like real small scale. It all fits on one page. So I just kind of use it to how I feel it needs to be used. And then this quadrant. So what I had covered up in the very front, this is the quadrant that it's talking about or showing you how to use. This is your high priority items to your very low priority items. That's not really how I plan. I've never done that kind of thing. Usually mines are with lists, I don't think this visualization for me would work. So what I did was, first I took some sticker paper and I covered up this area. But unfortunately the paper is a lot thinner than I thought, so there is some ghosting to it. So what I did instead after that is I put this Midori grid paper from like a small planner, and I just kind of stuck it on with washi tape to secure it. Now I don't know what I'm going to use in this section, but I think having this blank space versus having the quadrants and feeling the need to utilize it, the way it was intended, I guess. This gives me some more freedom of mind to be creative with the space. Maybe put some pictures, do a drawing, write some reflections about the week after the week's been done, or things like that. Because obviously we have tasks lists for future planning, future things. This might be a good spot to say like, hey, how did your week go? I don't know. It's all up in the air right now. It's all open. So after that, we get into the actual week spread. So let me get back to that date in November. So here's the weekly spread. So this is very similar to the Hobonichi Cousin, which this does fit the stickers, by the way. So that's one thing I did like about it too. We have from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. My life is not really interesting anytime before 6 a.m. It usually involves coffee and getting ready for work, and I'm never awake past 10. So I don't, where the Hobonichi Cousin has a 24-hour planner, this one works fine for me. Now we have a daily task list on the bottom and kind of a gridded area here for general planning, and then where you are this month and next month. What I would have liked to see, which I think I'm going to do for the weeks coming up, is I'm going to highlight where we are in the week. So going back to the December page, see, I already covered up the daily tasks with washi tape. Like I said, I don't stay up usually past 10, so this would just kind of be more of a decorative space down here. Daily tasks, I do use this now sometimes. And then I have my little work planner here. This is just a little bullet list here. I wrote in the days of the week, and it just kind of helps me keep track of any leave that I take or overtime. It's been really helpful because there's been times where I've taken leave or overtime and I forgot to put my time in correctly. So I have actually a record of it to go back on. So anyway, so going forward, again, covered this area with the white tape and then the Midori paper. Again, the work grid washi, just kind of decorating it a little bit. And then I was also toying with, I'm not sure which pages it's on. Pardon as I do a flip through. This calendar is, I got, I believe, from Mandy Lynn Plans as well. So this calendar here, this is kind of what I was thinking of doing, since you have, I don't really need to know, have both calendars down here, but she has this monthly calendar, so I'm thinking of picking up more of these from her, and then covering up the 2 months down here, and then just kind of dotting in with the zig color dots the current week that I'm on. So hopefully I can I'll order more of those and get that done. I've done it for another couple of another month as well, right here for February. And again, just playing around with different colors and trying to figure things out. So this planner I have going all the way through December 25th, 2022. And the reason I stopped at December 25th was there was a lot of things back here that I feel I didn't really need. It was extra bulk. I never use it, so I ripped it out. And in ripping that out, I lost the last week of the year. But that's okay. I mean, it's already September, and I'm already looking at starting to use my 2022 planner, so I'm probably going to be in the same position next year. What I did add to this though, this didn't have a lot of note pages if at all, so I got a little notebook here, Franklin Covey notebook, same gorgeous paper, super smooth, and just for quick notes, things that I don't want to have in, permanently written down in my planner. So so while this is for planning, it's also for memories. So I don't want to write down like I needed, a grocery list or something, or some real quick scribble for a note here, unless I really want to keep it as a memory. Well, anyway, guys, that's all I have for now. This is, again, my Franken-Franklin for 2022. Thanks. Have a good day.